Now try it very hard. Don't think about a pink elephant. Please, I beg you, don't think about a pink elephant. So what comes out? Pink elephant. Why don't think about a pink elephant. Just say blue elephant. Straight away, you will not think about the pink elephant. You will think about the blue elephant. It's not because your brain cannot recognize don't and do. It only recognize the pink or the blue elephant. You can only recognize the successful me or the one that is struggling. Which one you want to see?
This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only and is not a substitute for professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Consult a qualified professional for your needs. Views expressed are those of the hosts and guests and not necessarily those of Meet Your Mental Helper Podcast LLC or its affiliates. We are not responsible for actions taken based on this content.
Hi, I'm Jim Weisbecker. I'm a licensed professional counselor in Arizona, Colorado, Florida, and Ohio. The reason I started the Meet Your Mental Helper podcast is kind of selfish in a way because I just love talking shop with colleagues. But I also think the world needs to know about some of these people. And the reason I say that is I'm amazed at how much they know. And I think to myself, they should be on a podcast. But they're not celebrities. They're just everyday counselors, therapists, coaches, psychologists that work in our communities and grind it out to help us heal and to help us grow. So let's meet today's mental helper. And welcome to Meet Your Mental Helper. Today our guest is Faith Fu. She's an EMDR-inspired transformation coach and licensed counselor, trauma-informed therapist who supports high-functioning professionals, leaders, and creatives in releasing internal blocks and expanding into their potential safely, sustainably, and without burnout. Her work blends EMDR-informed methods, somatic awareness, and performance psychology to help individuals create deep, lasting transformation. Welcome, Faith.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
You bet. It's great to have you.
Good morning from Malaysia, everyone.
Yes, and Faith is in Malaysia, and we're talking on 2 different days. It's Wednesday where I am and Thursday where she is. So happy Thursday. So for listeners meeting you for the first time, when you hear the phrase EMDR-inspired transformation coach, what does that actually mean in your words, Faith?
Yeah. So I started at a EMDR certified therapist. So I've been doing this work for many, many years, more than a decade. And halfway through my career, I do notice it's very hard for me to reach people more high functions and more performance based because leaders, CEO, businessmen, they don't like to. In Asia culture, seeing a therapist is a taboo still. This is not something that is very proud of. So I find a little bit of struggle of not meeting this pool of clients. I want to help people with performance, breakthrough in their life, because that's part of my story. I am a change person. I know the power, how this can help us, transform. And therefore, that's a moment that I embark in the journey of also getting my certification as a coach. So I can do both. So a lot of times I notice when I'm a therapist, I'm a therapist. When I'm a coach, I'm a coach. So it's like so hard. And one day my friend just gave me the idea, why don't you just blend your, EMDR, into your coaching? And then this idea came out and it's like, it makes so much sense because the power of EMDR, the resourcing, the future templates, it's exactly what is going to transform the person. Like, a lot of coaching, right? So a lot of times when I finish my therapies, I can see the next step is actually coaching. Yeah. Because people want to heal now. They are healed already. So they want to go further and they want to break through in their life. So I can see after therapy, usually they back to normal function. And then the coaching is for them to elevate the performance, isn't it? So that's how I come up with the idea and start to Google about EMDR coaching, and I can start reading, even Dr. Sabrina book EMDR Solution 2, there are a few chapters talking about EMDR. And I was like, hey, this is actually being done. It's actually work. Yeah. So therefore I'm now doing this work. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you talk about, for people that aren't familiar with EMDR, the future template, which is a
Mm.
nice, I call it like phase 3, maybe. I don't know if that's accurate, but
Yes.
I call it the adaptive processing, where now you
Yes.
take what you've
Exactly.
gained, and apply it to the future, which really connects with coaching. Tell us
Yes.
a little more
Yeah.
about
So
the future template.
yeah, it's about the resource, in EMDR, we call the RDI, the resource development and installation, right? Which is the future templates, right? So because a lot of my clients, a lot of people, they actually forgot all the positive things happening in their life, like how they survive the trauma, how they have managed to grow until it's the adult today, right? How to manage the whole their life, even though they suffer from anxiety and depression, right? A lot of time they focus on the negative. They forgot about the resource inside them that keep them alive, that keep them going, right? So for example, recently I just see a lawyer. The story is being changed. Okay, we just
Sure.
de-identify the client. So very high profile, and then she was struggling something, by not dedicating her work to her subordinate and things like that. So in the sessions, during the coaching sessions, I was helping her to see, right? Okay, this is what you're feeling. This is all your past, right? The part of you that's so scared, but she forgot the part of her, right, that is already being a partner, already having managed a team of people. So when I do the coaching work and ask her to see, right, the things that she wanting to do, and she suddenly realized, hey, I'm I am managing people, right? I'm not like being bullied, because part of herself are still stuck as an intern, being bullied, right? Uh, People ask her to do things, she have to do things, but she have not seen herself in the office. So she have not seen herself in this partnership. She have not she know intelligently, but her body have not embodied it. Yeah. So in the sessions, I help her to embody, feel proud being the partner, feel the confidence, feel that, the leadership. And that's how she start to embody the feelings. And finally, she can grasp it and she can hold on to the idea. She is a very successful uh, lawyer today. Yeah. That's
Good.
very interesting.
And when you're helping her to embody that, or
Mm.
that would be where, are you doing sets of
Yes.
bilateral stimulation
Yes.
at that point?
So when I just picture herself, see that you are so proud of yourself, her title, how do you feel sitting in your chair as a partner? Where do you notice the good feeling? She said, oh, I feel really good, right? So where did you notice the good feeling in your body, right? How do your body feel right now? She feel that it's suddenly the chest was expanded, right? She was
Okay.
feeling like that when she come in. It's like she talked about the struggle. She was like, oh, but now when she now embracing the image and then really embody it, she felt her chest open, and we do some biological stimulation, eye movement, and she feel like, hey, I am a partner today. Yes, I am. I have people. I find suddenly like it makes sense. It's dawn inside. It's go deep rather than just as a knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah.
And
Very powerful.
for people not familiar with EMDR, we might just mention and let me know if my definition is right. But with bilateral stimulation, which we either move our
Mm,
eyes right to left or we do
yes.
tapping,
Yep.
it relaxes or calms down the amygdala and
Yes.
allows us to be more in the frontal lobes of our brain to really
Yes.
So probably when she was back in intern mode, she was activating that fight, flight, or freeze
Yes, yes, yes,
responses.
yes.
Anything else you want to add on that? Because not
Yeah.
everybody knows. And EMDR is not hypnosis.
No.
It's eye movement.
Yes. So
And they're
when you
now.
do, yeah, that's right. When they
Go
do
ahead.
the eye movement, the stimulation from the left to the right, she actually moved from the, back to her parasympathetic state. Yeah, she was like more relaxed. Her body can be open, right? So now what the body get the signal is I am safe rather than I'm not safe, right? So when she is like that, that means I'm not safe. I'm either in the freeze or a fright mode or a flight mode, right? So now when the stimulation start to move, swing from the logic, to the emotion, and they can stay in both way, right? So it's incorporating the whole parasystematic system start to de-escalate, and she was like very calm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think people realize how powerful that is. And one of the things
Yes.
about EMDR over regular talk therapy is how it lasts.
Yes, that's right. It's more about the experiential. You have to feel it. You have to feel that your body is safe now and not just talking about it, talking about it, talking about it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. We understand. We can talk about it. It's like, yeah, I'm good. But if you don't feel it, right, your body are still like that, but the intelligence say, yes, 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 I'm good, I'm capable. But if there's nothing translate inside your body don't feel the same. It's like two persons is talking, two different
Yeah.
language. Yeah, it
When I
just doesn't
was,
connect. Mm.
when I was a new, before I knew EMDR and would do CBT with somebody, we would do all their irrational beliefs, and they would
Mm.
say, yes, I agree with everything I used a grease board. I'd write down all their irrational beliefs and reframe them, and they'd go, I believe everything makes sense, but I don't feel it.
Exactly.
Everything makes sense. You're telling me cognitively. That's why they call it cognitive
Mm.
behavior therapy.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to trash cognitive behavior therapy, but it doesn't address the nervous system or the subconscious.
Yes, yes, that's correct. That's correct. I mean, it's true, right? You believe you are smart, you believe that, but hey, where is the start point? Where is the things that's not moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that, yeah, that piece of information. And because EMDR masterclass, we do talk about parts where, and I'm trained in that, so I understand the part. So I help her to see, like, which part of you that is afraid, that which part of you that you know that you are strong, right? So and
Mm-hmm.
then she say, oh, so that part of you that, did she know you already a partner? Did she know you already managing a team of people? And she say, no, she don't know. I say, okay, bring her to your office, show her your room, and show her your chair. And she was like, wow, so we are doing this imaginary work. She brought the part of herself that is still
Mm-hmm.
very young into her office and sit on her chair. She was like, wow. And then look at the people she's managing. She was like, wow, this is
That's
real. This is true. Yeah. And
yeah, I
then she
love that. That's
feel
great.
the shift. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And now she really become the adult, right? She really become the person. That's why a lot of time she is that. It's not that she totally not there, but I think it's like a 30% of you or 40% of you, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
60% of you is the trauma, which is the younger version of you, which is
Mm-hmm.
the emotion, which hold the emotion, right? The adult you is the one that hold the logic, and we need to, the stimulation will actually combine them. It's actually come together, right? Yeah. And then they are agreeing and they are together and they can see the present moment now.
That's really wonderful. Yeah,
Yes,
I
it's
I
very
like that.
powerful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I do something similar with that I learned from the attachment
Yes.
world. And there's some EMDR training on attachment, but where I'll ask them sometimes, how old is that voice that's
Yes.
telling you
That's right. Yeah.
you can't do that? And then kind of having the adult you talk to that younger you, and letting them know you're in control now, something to that effect. But you deal with a lot of high functioning people in coaching.
Yes.
Do you run into situations where, like, let's say I'll just pretend I'm coming to you as a client, and I've the boss has told me I might be up for this promotion to be regional director.
Yes.
And I'm terrified because I'm, district director, and I don't think I can I don't know why I'm having panic attacks right now. Every time I think about this promotion, I'm having panic attacks or whatever. What would you start with there? What would you start with for that time? I'm guessing, is that a common one, something like that, maybe?
Yeah. It's true. It's true. I
Mhm.
mean, recently, I mean, I can use my recent cases, right? I mean, as long as we don't identify who's the client. So
Yeah, don't
recently,
do
I do have a
that.
client, who has having a offer, right, for international uh posts, which people interview like 70 over people, very high profile, and
Hmm.
only 3 of them are chosen, and she's one of them, right?
Wow.
And
Hmm.
and on the intellectual side, on the, like I say, the logic, she's super super proud of herself, and it's like wow, and then she can share with me that. But the part of herself was panicking, like, do I want this? Is this my life? Am I going to, like, normal life traveling? And then I cannot play because she loves sport. She's very very good in sport. She's like, oh my god, so I'm going to, sacrifice all this, my time, my whatever. And she just couldn't like embrace the excitement, and it's exciting plus, sacrifice. She just couldn't blend together, it's just so hard. And she loved the idea of being promoted, getting this new
Hmm.
position, but she also very scared of the idea of her lifestyle and things like that. So again, what I help her to do, I say, okay, we just sit down and then we see the two side of you, right? Let's have a talk, right? That which is this the joyful you, the one that have live life, and the one that is very achiever. We call it achiever, and uh, authentic self. She called it achiever, authentic self, right? So
Okay.
we have a talk, and then the three of you sit down and what is your concern and what is your concern. And at the end of the day, she can see, right? Hey, actually, why don't you? I teach her. Why don't you bring your authentic self into your office? You bring that life into this new post, right? And see that you don't have to sacrifice everything. You can set boundary because you're in this position. Seeing her resource, seeing she can do this, do that, rather than being overwhelmed and panicking that, oh, my
Sure.
life is going to be, oh, people is going to ask me to attend this meeting, attend that meeting, fly here. But she can start to see how she can do something different, right? For example, work from home, right? Rather than just flying around and just attend meeting and fly back, right? So the more she see that, the more she work together, right? Instead of two different sides that either here or there, she can combine, and she feel like, uh, the minute we do that, okay, stay with that, okay, and then we do something. So the more we do, and then she's like, I actually can do this. Yeah, I actually enjoy it. Okay, it's workable, right? It's
And so
doable.
you were
Yes,
reinforcing that with the bilateral movement.
yes.
Okay.
How she can enjoy both. So I teach her the concept is it's not either or neither nor. It is both and. She
Hmm.
didn't see the both and. She only see either or neither nor. Right. So when she see the both, and suddenly the whole thing shifted, and she have a positive, I said, stay with that good feeling, and we do stimulation, by eye movement. And then to say, hey, I actually can do this. Yeah. And then stay with that. So we do a few set, and then now she's like, yeah, I'm now excited to go into my new office. I'm now excited taking this position. Yeah.
Great. And
Mm.
do you ever find because in therapy, I have had some high functioning clients who have quite a volume of childhood trauma
Oh yeah,
or a lifetime of
yes.
trauma, but they've achieved a lot. So do you ever get into a situation where you find there's a thread going back to a whole bunch of
Oh
stuff,
yes.
and do you, at that point, do you say, hey, get therapy first and then come back, or do you just work on the coaching part?
Okay.
That's one of the
Usually,
things I'm interested in.
yeah. So, if client coming in for coaching, right, and then after a while, we establish so much very good therapeutic alliance. The client trusts me, and we do a lot of coaching, and we find out a lot of stuck point is actually the childhood issue, which is actually true majority. Yeah, a
Mm-hmm.
lot. And I do give client the permission. I say, okay, this is the area, this is the thing that we all point out, we all understand. So you have a choice, right? You just want to continue to move on to the future to help yourself improve your performance, your self-confidence. We can do that. But I just want you to keep an mind open about this. When you are ready, so when you want to go there, right, because I'm a therapist, we can go there, right? There's a different work that we will do. Yeah. So I give them the options. Sometimes clients do very open to the idea because they now feel it, they now understand, and they now trust me. Right. Before
Mm-hmm.
that, if they come in first and then I can point out all this and then, hey, this is the issue and this is, they might not want to come back to me because they really don't want to work on the past. They really don't want to touch
Right.
the trauma. So it's the therapeutic alliance, the relationship that they trust me enough. Now, when I sell them the idea of the therapies and also to work on that, they will give it open mind and consider. Yeah, a lot. A lot of them, they actually are willing to go there because now they feel safe. They feel safe enough to touch. They feel safe enough to be not so vulnerable, having me journey with them there, right? Yeah.
And that might be like here in the United States, all 50 states have their own licenses. So
Yes.
it's a little trickier because if you can coach anywhere, but you can't do counseling or therapy
Yes, that's
anywhere.
right. That's right. Yeah.
And so, but that's interesting. Do you ever have somebody goes, no, let's stay with the positive. Let's
Yes.
stay with but then
Yeah.
find that thread back to the old stuff keeps blocking it or not?
Yeah.
Do you have an issue with that?
Yeah, it do because I do have clients who have that, and I do understand why they don't want to go back to the past because the past is really, really super painful. So what I do, I actually do more resourcing, and actually, I don't know whether you hear about Imaginal Nurturing by April Steele.
I'm not familiar with it. It sounds
Yes.
kind of familiar. Tell us about it.
So Imaginal Nurturing is actually she's also EMDR trained therapist and supervisor. Yeah, she's very experienced. April Steele, right? Her work is very interesting. So she come up with
Imaginal Nurturing is the name of it.
yes,
Okay. And
Imaginal.
is that a book or her
It's a
class?
training, it's a course, and there's a book. I mean, her own manual book, right?
Yeah.
Not the textbook. Yeah, April Steele, right? So
Great.
when I was
I just made a note.
yes, when I was
Good.
doing my EMDR, right, level 1, level 2, before you go into your master, right, you have not touched complex trauma. You have not touched dissociation. So when you do EMDR and you have a lot of client dissociating, right, it's like, oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, the SAT is always very, very high. 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh yeah.
I went to the training myself. I usually volunteer, being a guinea pig. I was like, oh, that's so painful. That's super, super painful when you start with anything going into
Mm-hmm.
your trauma memory and your SAT are high, right? So when I heard about April Steele work, right? I attended the course, I finished the course, I do the whole thing, learn, and I use imaginal nurturing before targeting the trauma, the painful trauma memory. It usually bring down the SAT from 10 to 5. So
Mm-hmm.
you do the imaginal nurturing first, and then you ask them for the cert, right? And the image of this thing, it usually go down to half.
I see.
And it's not so traumatizing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not so painful, right? So a lot of time I was like, how I wish I have someone do that to me and I don't have
Yeah.
to go through that. Oh my God, it's super scary when you are in that, being all come out, and I was like screaming, yelling,
Mm-hmm.
wailing. I was like, is that, I mean, in my head, I was like, is that me? Is that me? Is that, you just cannot control, right? It is
Mm-hmm.
not pleasant to feel like that. So I
Sure.
wish someone who do that to me, to give me a lot of resource to help me with my past. So imaginal nurturing is talking about, right, attending to all the attachment wound. That means we bring the inner
Okay.
child
Mm-hmm.
to the present.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we talk to the child, we give them the safety, and then we bring them to 2025. So they didn't have to stuck in that memory. They don't have to be stuck in the trauma. So once
Right.
the figure is safe, now I bring the adult to process the trauma. It is so much easier rather than
Okay.
the child. Rather than the child that's stuck there and she have to go through it, and she's still a
Mm-hmm.
child, right? Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine a child process the memory? Is super, 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 super scary. But as an
Yeah.
adult, you go into the memory and you do that, it is much more bearable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I do something similar to that
Yes.
with based on the EFIT model where if you had no supports as a child, you as an adult can now be that
Yes.
support.
Yes.
Yeah.
So April Steele theory is bring the child to the present, and we talk to the
Mm-hmm.
child, and then let the child stay in the present, and we are the caregiver. The
I
adult is the
see.
caregiver. So we reparent the child, we orientate the child into the present time. And now, right, the child is no longer stuck in the time frame of the trauma, and they can grow
Gotcha.
and grow in the present day with us being the parents. Mm.
I'm gonna definitely look into that
Oh,
imaginal
it's
nurturing.
very, very good training. It's very, very good. Mm.
Yeah. One of the
Not
problems with
not many
doing
people
this,
hear. Not many people hear about it. Yeah,
yeah, definitely look that
yeah,
up.
yeah.
One of the problems is every time I interview somebody, I either want to go buy a book or take a training. So that's the problem with doing this podcast.
Yes,
It becomes
yes,
expensive.
yes. You can
But
do it online. It's all online. Yeah, she
is
sell the
it?
whole package, right? She have all the video, and then she will give you the
Hmm.
manual, and you just. It's very interesting. It's very, very cool.
Well, that sounds fascinating. I'm going to
Yes, yes,
definitely look into it. So when EMDR is, primarily it's a trauma informed modality.
yes.
Um, I remember kind of the first time I tried it on something else, and it was somebody with social anxiety, and it worked
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
marvelously. And I always thought, wow, they went from being afraid of people to joining groups to being
Yes.
involved in things. But we did process that.
Good job.
Some of these social anxiety we
Uh-huh.
would maybe you wouldn't look at it as a trauma, but
Yeah.
to to somebody who maybe feels a lot of embarrassment or shame from being in a
Yes.
social situation, it can feel like a trauma, definitely. And then a lot of adaptive processing. But when did you kind of realize, hey, this is so powerful? I know you mentioned a friend said, why don't you try it? But you, when was the first time you said, I'm gonna apply these principles to something other than trauma?
Your question again? What
Yeah,
is
when
something?
when when was the first time you kind of made that step from trauma therapist
Oh,
to EMDR coach, where you realized I can take these trauma informed principles and apply them
yes.
to a
Yes.
non-trauma, well, non-trauma or life, a block, something that's blocking someone from performing.
Mm. Okay, let me think. One. Mm. I think I can use my own life example.
Okay.
Yes. So, I when I was transiting from therapies to this EMDR coach, I was so excited. I was so excited that, hey, this is something so powerful, something so interesting, something so doable, right? And can help a lot of people. So getting part of me, the one that know I can do this and really believe in myself is there, right? And after I get this idea, right? And then anxiety slowly creep into me. I slowly,
Okay. So Faith,
oh,
do you what was your we were kind of talking before, what was your personal journey into mental health? What about this field attracted you? When did you make that decision?
well, to be honest, I'm myself is a survival of depression. Yeah. So I many, many years ago when in my today I'm 50 plus, right? In my late 50s. I mean about in my 30s, right? Late 30s, I was having severe depression and burnout, right? Very bad. Uh, that time in Malaysia, in Asia, nobody talk about mental health. Nobody talk about all these things, right? So I don't understand. I don't even know that I'm actually depressed and burnout, right? So eventually, thank God, I have a friends who are trained in overseas. He is a therapist himself, and he talked to me. He encouraged me, and I started seeing counselor. Right, and the counselor say that, oh, hey, I cannot help you anymore in a counseling session. I need to send you to see a psychiatrist. I was scared. I was scared the hell of me. I was like, oh my God, right? Oh, am I going crazy? Am I depending on medicine now? It's like my life is gone, right? And I mean, eventually I have to go and see lah, right? So, and the
Mhm.
psychiatrist was explaining to me that you have depression and yeah, burnout, and then he gave me an option whether I want to take medication or not. So I talked to my friends who are overseas, and he say it's up to you whether you want to take. And then I say, knowing my own character, knowing myself, I don't think if I take medicine, it will help me because it will make me feel worse. It makes me feel like I'm a loser, right? I have to depend on medicine. I think I want to do my own work. I think I want to slowly, find a way to get myself out of depression. So, and that's where I start reading self help. Oh, I start to go into this understanding psychology, understanding, and that's where I start to get so interested in understanding
Mhm.
myself, right? And it
Mhm.
also inspired me to be a good counselor because
Mhm.
that particular counselor do really destroy me because she
Mhm.
refused to see me and saying that, this is not going anywhere. We are going round and around the garden. You need to take medication. So I told her my decision not taking medication. She was like, okay, I'm sorry. If you don't take medication, we will go nowhere. I cannot take your case. I cannot see you.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's very damaging to me, right?
Mhm.
As a client. But thank God I do have the support, like my friend is supporting me, right? Talking to him overseas, even though he's very far away, but it does help. And then I embark in this journey being a therapist myself because I see the
Mhm.
power and I see like how someone that is so stuck, that are so into the dark hole, right, can come up from it, can actually change and transform. Today, me and the me that you see then is totally two different person. I used to be very
Mhm.
shy, timid. I'm a pleaser, right? That's why you get burnout. Pleaser usually get
Oh,
burnout.
yeah.
But today,
Yeah.
I'm very firm. I know how to set boundaries. I'm assertive and not aggressive, and I feel so much better, so much happier, and more confidence. Yes. So the faith that
Mhm.
you see today and the faith that you see 20 years ago is totally different.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting how as you studied it, you became really interested in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, the healing, the healer become the all the understanding the self, what is going on, how I struggle, and knowing
Yeah.
that it's not my fault, right? It's
I
not that
did.
something wrong with my character. It's not that something wrong with my personality. It's just the background. It's just the trauma that
Uh-huh.
is playing a part in our life. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a similar situation half a lifetime ago where I took some counseling. It was a member of the clergy who had a master's in psychology. And what really helped me was how validating it was. Like,
Yes.
sometimes I would say, "Did you hear what I just said? Why are you
Mm.
telling me I can be successful, or did you just
Yes.
hear all the stuff I told you?" And they'd say, "Yeah, I heard it, but you have all these things you can do and all these." And that was just that alone. And I never dreamed I would do it, but it was so helpful just to have somebody say, you're not flawed. You just have some things you got to
Yes.
fix,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Mm.
So that was, thanks for sharing that. One of the things you deal with are somatic, kind of the somatic aspects of, and I think maybe let's talk a little bit about that, how we trap things in the body and how you work with that, as maybe with people that are trying to achieve higher achievers and have blocks. How does that play into it?
Yeah. I mean, recently my own experience, right? I was having this every morning when I wake up, uh, for the for 1 or 2 weeks, right? I can feel the palm of my neck. There's a little bit of tingling, like electricity, like zzz, buzzing, buzzing. So I was like, what is it, right? Why do I wake up with like cold and buzzing underneath my foot, right? Both. It's like, but I can recognize this feeling is not just a buzzing cold. It's like anxiety, right? So it's like, why
Hmm.
anxiety? So I keep asking myself. So after a few weeks, actually I don't bother. I just notice, hey, something wrong with my foot, and maybe the nerve or whatever. But then after a while, I just sit with it. I was like, this is not right. This is something about anxiety. So one morning, I decide just to feel that, just to stay with it. And then I
Mhm.
realize, whoa, I see the younger version of myself, right? I see that she is trying very, very hard to please her parents, trying very, very hard to make it in life. She's so tired, she's so worn out. And that's the time I'm transiting from therapies to coach.
Okay.
So can you imagine the amount of stress, right? So as
Uh-huh.
if this little girl, she have to now do something again. She have to prove again. She have to it's so stressful for her. So I literally see the younger version of me struggling and feeling so worn out and so hard. And I start to tears and I start to cry. And I just acknowledge you know, her fear, her anxiety, her struggle, and tears just come out. And to be honest, after that day, there's no more tingling. It
Interesting.
just stopped. The vibration, the things just stop. I don't have the same thing when I wake up again. Yeah. So a lot of times your body registers something, but you don't know. But there's the body keep the score. The body say
Mhm.
no. So the body do have a voice. It just want to speak with us. So we just have to hear what is the story, what is the thing is trying to tell. Yeah. So I can know that. So it makes a lot of sense. It's during the time that I'm transiting, right, from this to this,
Mhm.
right? There's a lot of
Sure.
thinking, there's a lot of planning, marketing. So my body is actually stressed, but not knowing the stress trigger my inner
Mhm.
child, my trauma, the younger version of me that is uh, already have a lot of burdens, already working very hard, and she's so scared she cannot make it. She's so worried she cannot perform. She cannot take on this role. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
very interesting. Yeah.
So, in that particular case, you mentioned that you sat with it.
Yes, I sat with that. That particular morning, I was like, okay, I just sat with that feeling. I just go with the feeling. So I follow the feeling. I just go with the flow with the feeling. And it took me to her.
Interesting.
Yes,
How
it's a
would you do
very,
how would you do that with a client? Like, let's say I come to you as a client and I say, I've got this big life decision coming up with my career or whatever, and I notice I have, let's just say, a shoulder ache.
yes.
And normally and on top of all that, for some reason, my neck is hurting a lot. How would you approach that?
Yes. You mean now you are having some pain at your neck?
No, I'm just pretending like I'm a client.
Oh, okay. So,
I do
I
have a
mean,
pain in my neck, but it was from push-ups, not from. I was doing push-ups this
okay.
morning.
So, there are a few ways to go about it. So one of it is also, it depends on the clients, right? So one way that I do is like, okay, just close your eyes and feel the tension in your neck, right? Yeah, just go with the feelings and go deep and then follow the feelings and let the feelings takes you to where it need to show you, where it started, what happened at that time. So this is one of it. The other one is much easier, which is okay, notice your neck, notice the tension, and here, if your neck can speak to you, the tension can speak to you, what is that trying to say to you right now? Right? So some of it
Mhm.
is like, it's so heavy, too much burden, so heavy, right? I cannot take it anymore. It's so burdensome. Yeah. So one of my clients say that it's like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to do it. Yeah. So that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to do it. Or I don't want to stay in this position. I don't want to stay in this company. I want to go. I want
Gotcha.
to leave. Yes.
And would you use bilateral stimulation with that?
Ye yes, depends on the situation,
Depends.
whether the clients,
Sure.
yeah, because you know the history of the clients. If I can, sometimes yes, I do, right? So just
Uh-huh.
notice that, right? And also, usually I will do a dialogue first. Once we do the dialogue with the neck, right? We talk to the neck, then we do the stimulation when she feel like lighter and better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she feel the relief, the body open. Okay, now the bilateral stimulation. Yeah. Usually I don't
Sure.
do it when there are tension, because that will go into trauma work, therapy work. That's processing.
Yeah, I know with trauma
Yeah.
processing, sometimes people say my
Yes.
throat
Yes.
feels tight, or
Yes.
I
Yes. Yes.
feel
Yes.
my
Yeah.
stomach's hurting, or I'm feeling nauseous or something.
Yes.
And
So
then,
if you go, then you will go into the trauma. But usually what I do is stay with the positive, and then when we do stimulation, it is usually the installation. Yeah. So
okay.
we let the body remember good feeling. We let the body stay in a relaxed flow, right? So we want the
Uh-huh.
body to keep experiencing the goodness, the positivity rather than the trauma, right? So we do installation. We make the body more what you call easy to receive and remember and feel more about the positive feelings, the open posture, the calmness, the relax. So we do more. I do installation rather, right? Yeah.
Rather
I
than
yeah.
reprocessing.
Yes, we don't because the minute they are in the tension, if you do, then it will go into the trauma. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So if I'm understanding this right, then if it's a stiff neck and the person says, I don't want to do this particular job anymore,
Mm.
then you're going to positive experiences
So
to let them feel that.
we talk to the neck. So they say, I
Okay.
don't want to do this job anymore. So we explore, we talk, and then she
Uh-huh.
feel better. She feel better. Now, okay, I feel lighter, right? Yeah, I know what to do. Then we go
Okay.
with it. Then we do the stimulation. Yeah.
Okay. And go more with the positives, or
Yes. That means
future
yes.
facing.
Yeah, then she are able to really put down her foot that I don't want to do this anymore. That she was able to set her boundaries. She was able to say. She was able to make the decision. Yes, that's what we want. Yeah.
Yeah. I had a client once, I'll change things, but they were in a management position and missed their old position, which was lower paying.
Mm.
But let's say they were in sales. They liked being out in the field. They liked selling, but they were so good at it, they were promoted to a job they didn't like, which
Yes, yes,
happens.
usually.
Happens.
Yes.
Yeah. So in a case like that, it might be something where you're looking at how did you feel when you used to do the job you liked? Would that
Mm.
be kind of the
Yeah. And one of the protocol in EMDR is also talking about let's assume you get what you want, you get the life that you want, the job that you want, right? How does that look like, your life? Okay. Oh, then I will do this, and how does that you feel, right? You feel very, very, have a lot of freedom, Go with that. So
Okay.
it is the perfect future that you want to see, and seeing yourself doing that. It's like aligning them to who they want to be, rather than stuck with their struggle right now, isn't it? Right? The
Yeah.
struggle is like
Yeah.
there's so many ways and there's so many things involved. Could be trauma, could be everything, but we don't want that. We just want them to see the life that you want. Okay, and once they see the life that they want, when we do installation and resourcing, they start to have the resource to help themselves go toward the life that they want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a powerful
Mm.
the adaptive that I call it adaptive processing is it's a powerful thing because I've had people tell me, for example, we'll do adaptive processing on a job interview where they see themselves answering the questions. And I had one person who was like on the third level of a really a big job. And he came back and said, it was almost like I had already done it. He said, when I went into that final interview and he did get the position, he said, it was almost like I had been there and done it,
Mm.
and they've done experiments where if you say they put electrodes on the person's head and if they swing a tennis racket, they show which one's fire. And then if you sit there and then visualize swinging the tennis racket, the exact same one's fire. So I always tell people on that adaptive part, it's like
Exactly.
you've already you've already swung the racket.
Yes. Because I told my client, some of them they actually like, is that mean I make this up myself, or is that real? I say, you like it or not, okay, you are practicing something not real, but you every day also practice this one that's not real. The failure, the one that you see, disaster one, it's also not real.
Good
But
point.
why do you choose to practice this and not this? And when you practice this, and then you say, "Oh, am I figuring it out? Am I thinking, this is not?" But this is also you figured it out. You also it's not yet happened to you, right? So, but you're so used to it, you're so conditioned, you don't even think. You just keep doing the negative, and the negative has not happened yet. So the same with the positive, right? This has not happened. But because you don't see this, you keep seeing a negative picture of yourself, you will become that, right? So I told them, okay, try very hard. Don't think about a pink elephant. Please, I beg you, don't think about a pink elephant. So what comes out? Pink elephant, right? So why don't think about a pink elephant. Just say blue elephant. Then the blue elephant, right? Straight away, you will not think about the pink elephant. You will think about the blue elephant. It's not because your brain cannot recognize don't and do. It only recognizes the pink or the blue elephant. That's all. So you can only recognize the successful me or the one that is struggling, right? Yeah. So which one you want to see? This is not real. This is also not real yet. Sometimes, you see all the disaster, your boss screaming at you, the project is going to be, oh my God, gone case and blah, 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 blah. But it's not happening yet. So it's this one. But why you so easy to practice and not this?
Well, they say the human brain is wired for negative.
Yes. That's right. neuroscience, neuroplasticity now all talk about how we're going to rewire our brain. That's why trauma can be healed. That's right,
Mhm.
because new neural pathway can be formed, right? So we can start building that resources, right? Installation, right? It's the same principle.
Right, and that's a great point. New neural pathways, like a new railroad track taking you from
Yes.
here to here.
Yes, you have to start
Or
building that, right? You have to put
Mhm.
in. If you don't build, then you cannot go. You have to build a new highway, and then it go faster.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
else you go round and round. Yeah,
that inspires me because it's hard. Every day you wake up and the
yeah,
negative is there going,
yes,
well, especially when you wake up because of all the cortisol that's released. But there's you can just as easily choose to think about things going the
yeah.
right way.
Yeah, yeah. For
Then
example, this interview, right? I can be wake up and say, "Oh my God, I'm so stressed. I have an interview. I have to prepare myself." So I can be in that position. I'm so stressed. I have to make sure I'm good. But I can wake up and say, "Hey, I'm so awesome. I'm being invited. I will do a good job. I think I have it. I have it in me to share. I have it in me to talk. Right? I'm so proud of myself." See, it's
Mhm.
very different, right? So yeah,
Yeah. No, and that's a great way to look at it.
yes.
That's a great way to look at it.
I
So,
mean, all this is still inside us. We can choose to be in the anxiety, or we can choose to anchor ourselves, right? The you start to see that you're anchoring yourself, you start to see yourself calm, and then you will stay in this. Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to try that now.
Yes. Yes, me
even
too.
even doing this podcast, there's times where I think, who the heck are you to do this? And I thought nobody's interviewing non-celebrities that are super smart people like Faith. And now there's a part of me that says, who cares? Just
Yeah, yeah.
every time you
Yes.
do it, get better at it. And
Yes,
that's all
it's
you
like,
can
yeah,
control.
who cares? Like today, right? I'm doing this. It's like, I don't care, right? I just want to, I have the mentality. I just want to expose myself. I just want to practice. It's not just for the audience, it's for myself. I want to know what is inside my mind. I want to know what I know, right? I want to hear my
Hmm.
own voice. I want to know how much I already have it inside me, because only when I hear myself, talk, then only I know where I am now, how much I have grown, isn't it?
Yeah, and when I hear you say that, there's a lot of curiosity there.
Yeah, yeah,
You're really
yeah.
leaning into curiosity, which is a healthy alternative to anxiety, right?
Yes, right. Yeah.
Hell is just I've had, you know, people always say replace your anxiety with curiosity. I've heard and that
Mm,
it's a really great way to kind of go from that. Oh boy, am I going to be good enough to let me just learn as much as I can or find out
exactly.
as much as I
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
Hmm.
And we are doing this not to show the world how smart we are, how clever, but actually just to know how far I have gone, how much I have developed, how much I have grown. It's like this is a test for myself. It's like giving myself and see the report cards. It's like, how am I going to evaluate myself if I don't do this?
Right, right.
Right? How much I have grown.
Faith, I was going to ask
Mhm.
you about another topic concerning high functioning, successful people, and that's the term imposter syndrome. Do you run into
Mm.
that a lot where, somebody's at a pretty high level, but they feel like they're going to be found out? They feel like they're going to be everyone's going to discover they really don't
Oh,
belong.
always. Always,
Yeah,
always, right?
always.
Yeah. Yeah, even in us, I mean, sometimes, right? Sometimes my imposter syndrome will just come out, it just creep up. But the part of me that know, like, very clear who I am, how far I have gone, and that's very clear. It's like this part is very, very clear. How smart, how capable. I do good job. I'm a good therapist. It's so clear, but doesn't mean the imposter syndrome, the anxiety doesn't creep up. Yeah, there are still part of me that need to heal. That's still part of me that's still fearful, that is still panicking, that still want to prove herself, right? So But thanks to the work many, many years that I've done on myself, I like now it's so much easier to contain, so much easier to move and shift and understand and aware of it. But
Mm-hmm.
this part of me is very true, very real, right?
Oh, me
The
too. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. That's why you're doing this work. You don't care how people judge you, what they say, you
Mm-hmm.
know, whether they are listening, they are not listening. You just want to do it for yourself, right? So I do have a lot of high function clients who cannot see this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But because for us, we work on it, we know, right? We have a lot of grounding. I embrace it, I embody it. So I keep doing that, I keep doing that. So I have a more solid idea. This is more solidified, right? But a lot of my clients, this is very blur. They know, they only, but this is the one that's super strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why they keep pushing themselves. That's why most of them come and say, no, I just cannot stop, Faith. I cannot give up. I cannot rest. So who's going to do it? My work is
They got to work 10
business.
times.
Yeah, the business is expanding and expanding and expanding, and the more they need to be there, the more they cannot rest. So because of the fear, because of the trauma, of the anxiety, yeah, and they will always tell me things like, if I'm so scared, I stop for 1 month, people will catch up. My competitor will catch up. I'll be fall behind. Yeah. But they forgot about how smart they are to be who they are today to have that multi-million company. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's
Right.
already proven. It's already proven you are smart. It's already proven you can build an empire. So one of my clients literally like that.
But
So
sometimes
when
they'll
I
say, well,
yeah.
I got lucky. They'll say, I just got
Yes,
lucky.
exactly. I was like, okay, so how many lucky people like you? 10%? I said, exactly. And then you think it's so lucky to just, if you are not smart, you think you can you can build your business for the past 10 years, just being lucky, right? So sometimes it's we really have to, that's the coaching part. Coaching part is really anchor them back into, not the trauma, right? It's like facts, proof, right? Facts, proof, right? It's all like prove it, your facts, And then the more they have to stay with that, it's like, yeah. Then they was like, okay, yes. But so I told them, actually, you do know, but you do not know how to embrace it. You do not know how to embody this. So once you need to embody this, you stay in that feeling, you stay in that position, you stay in that who you are, then now you can stay here longer.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I do with the first case that we talk about, the lawyer. So now she can stay here more, she can really embody it. So this is, like I said, that's her practice. I say you have to keep visualizing, keep embody that success inside you, keep embodying that what you have achieved, right? Then you can keep this image longer and more sustainable. Yeah. Rather
And
than
then,
be always triggered by your trauma.
yeah, I've got to do more. I've got to do more. I've got to,
Yeah. Yeah,
if
stay in that good feeling about yourself. You really have to feel
yeah,
good about yourself. Yeah.
that's really powerful.
Mm.
Anything as we kind of wrap it up, anything else you'd like people to know, or anything that you have coming up, anything looks like you have, if I got that right, a book. And by the way, Faith's on LinkedIn. She has her website, and we will post all of that at the end when we post this on YouTube. All those links will be there, and also on our website, Meet Your Mental Helper, if you want to get in touch with her. But anyway, Faith, you have the Spark of Transformation, an EMDR-inspired path to unlocking what's possible. Tell us a little bit about that as we...
Yeah, in the midst of writing it. Yeah.
Oh, you're working on it now.
I'm working on it now.
Oh, that's got to be fun.
Yeah.
Any projected dates on it, or 2026 or...
Yeah, 2026. Yeah.
Okay, that
I
sounds
think
really exciting.
into my final draft. I think then I have to send for proofreading and then the publication. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. A lot of work. So you do have an Instagram, LinkedIn, website, so we'll post all of that. Anything we missed tonight, or anything you want to add before as we wrap it up?
I think the most important thing is to know that you deserve to be happy. You deserve to live a fulfilled life. None of us need to be, suffering or going through all those things that is not necessary. We need to carry a lot of things can be changed actually if the uh, only time that we acknowledge that, we need help, we just to get to know ourselves more, the deeper me, the authentic me. Okay. So we all deserve to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. So, well, I appreciate your time today, Faith. It was great.
Thank you so much
Great.
for having me. It's such
Yeah,
an
maybe
honor.
we could do this again down the road, because
Yeah. Nice chatting with
yeah, it was great. And again, we'll have all of Faith's information posted, and reach out to her.
Thank
So,
you.
all right. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you. See
Faith.
you.
Uh-huh.
Good evening. Have a good night.
I'll have a good evening. You have a good morning.
Yes. I have a good day. Sweet dream.
Uh,
Bye.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed that episode of Meet Your Mental Helper. I learned a lot. I hope you did too. If you'd like to learn more about our guest, you can find them on our guest directory at meetyourmentalhelper.com. You can find their social media links to follow them, and also ways to directly contact them. If you would like to be on the podcast, join our Meet Your Mental Helper network. And we have several memberships that support the work we do, that allow unknown experts to be seen. Look forward to hearing from you soon, and see you at our next podcast.